took some cash from China, then smoked crack with a minor. Joe's memories declining, the Biden family. Old Hunter is a sleazebag, took bribes from Chairman G. Yeah, shot movies of his wiener, the Biden family.
Burisma, China, crack.
Bobolinsky dropped the hammer, should land him in the slammer. Give us 4 more years of MAGA, thanks to the Biden family.
All right, right back here at the Seth Williams Show. Chris Aiken. We got a lot of stuff going on. I want to thank first everybody that went out to the police today to honor the 3rd District Police Department. I know there were some Guardians players that were out there. I think it went pretty well. I know that the police were fed. They got a flag from Burdick Custom Flag, so good for them. Happy to be part of doing that. Next one I am going to be at. If I have to start walking tomorrow, I'm going to be there.
Right.
So thanks to people of that. Charlie, we played the Charlie's Auto Repair in Lakewood spot there. And Charlie, apparently they voted on everything last night.
And
it did not go in his favor.
Oh, Jesus.
So he's going to have a battle on his hand, I believe.
Wow.
That he's going to have to do a lot of work towards here. So
the lawyers just made a lot of money.
Yeah, and praying for Charlie because he's a good guy. He's been there for me and my family through a lot of stuff, too. He actually came to the hospital and visited me when I was there and brought me a nice flower and hung out with me. And so it's sad what he's going through, and the Lakewood Mafia is hurting him.
These pieces of shit, they just try to get their hooks into the little guy and squeeze him for everything they can.
You know, Charlie, on Facebook, Charlie Kalani, you know, if there's anything you can do to help the guy out, do so, because I feel really bad for that guy. I don't know what's going to happen to his business. And,
well, whatever's going to happen is still probably years away with legal and stuff. So
yeah, hopefully. I mean, hopefully it doesn't, you know. And then there's shitty people out there. One guy put a comment on his Facebook saying, well, get a bulldozer.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
well, hopefully it's one of these, you know, lemons to lemonade things, and Tremont or somewhere opens their doors to him and offers to pay his moving or whatever.
You know, somebody like that guy needs to come like my direction or your direction even.
Yeah.
Like a Chesterland East or, you know, a Broadview Heights, something like that. I mean, there's a PNC bank that's been empty for years now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a big, huge parking lot. Yeah, take a bulldozer to that and put his shop in a place that he might be appreciated.
Yeah, well, the one thing that, you know, and again, I'm not trying to paint a silver lining on a dead, you know, a dead carcass here, but if I know anything, I know that things tend to happen for a reason, and I don't want to sound all mystical or whatever, but, you know, a lot of times when the bad things happen, if you don't overreact and do something stupid, good stuff comes on the back end of it. So let's hope that happens for Charlie, whatever that may be. You know, if I know anything about these businesses, they like to, or these cities, they like to have businesses that make money and put taxes into their pockets. So, well, see, that's what bothers me about this whole thing. You know, there's other mechanic shops or garages out in Lakewood. I mean, he's not the only one. And so are they putting a squeeze on these guys too? Are they putting a squeeze on the big guys, the big boys that have, you know, shops there? Or are they just putting a squeeze on a guy like Charlie, either for his beliefs or for whatever reason they want to do it? If they want the land for something, or I don't know why they would do it. But, you know, that's what makes me worry, is that I haven't heard a whole lot from other companies. Well, I've seen Charlie all over the place talking about it, but I haven't seen these other companies talking about it. Well, Charlie said on our interview on Monday, he said that the other companies are going along with it because they've already been given the wink and the nod that they won't be, you know, on the chopping block. The problem I have with them is, why would you believe them?
Right.
If they'll come after Charlie, they'll come after you too. They will absolutely take you down once they take Charlie out.
It's sad.
It is. It's disgusting. It's not sad. It's disgusting, because it's as Charlie said, it's a clear violation of the 14th Amendment, and it's a clear violation of what we do as people. What we do as people is we work. We try to build businesses, and we try to make money for our family. I mean, I don't know Charlie from anybody. You know him better than I do, but I'm gonna throw a dart at a dartboard here and say Charlie's not a billionaire.
Yeah, no.
So if Charlie's not a billionaire, why is he doing it? He's doing it because it's a family business that's been there 50 years, and it puts enough food on his table to keep his family, fed and a roof over their head.
Yeah, the people that work for him, I feel bad for them too. No, I mean, I think Charlie's pretty much, him and his dad are like a one-man or two-man operation, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just them busting their ass to fix all the cars. And I'll tell you what, he does a good job. I mean, we're talking about a guy, and forget about the Triv connection, because that's not what he was about. Of course, he liked the show and everything else, and he knew me from the show.
Sure.
But you're talking about a guy that literally, whether it was early in the morning or super late at night, in the middle of a snowstorm, when he also does plowing for people too.
Yeah.
And he does plowing on the east side where he lives, on the east side of town. And he would drive from Highland Heights or wherever he lives all the way to Broadview Heights so he could dig my ass out of my old condo building. And so that he could help me just get on the road from where I was. Or if there was something wrong, he would jump my car. Whatever it was, that guy was always there when we needed him. And he would do that for a lot of people because he's just a friendly guy.
Sure.
And he's a hard worker. And those are the kind of people that need to succeed in life. And it's cities like Lakewood that are pieces of shit and want to move people like that out. For what? For their woke crap that they're going to put in there? Like you said, another vape store? I mean, what else do they need there? And, I don't care. Charlie and his family are good people.
Yeah.
And I hate to see something like that happen because they do work hard. And I'd hate to see something happen to their home or anything else because of something like this.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, dude. And believe me, as somebody that owns a brick and mortar business, not one that's been in the same spot for 50 years, but mine's been there for 9. And if we had to suddenly move, dude, it's not as simple as boxing everything up and putting it in a truck and moving it across town.
Right.
It is a 2 to 5 year process of restarting over, of people figuring out where you are. You're going to lose. Look, what's the next city over from Lakewood?
Rocky River.
Rocky River. If you move to Rocky River, what's that? 5 miles? 10 miles?
I mean, it's literally on the border of Lakewood.
So let's say it's 5 miles away. Half of his business he loses automatically. Half of his return business is just gone. The other half are going to be the people that call up. And he's going to say, yeah, we have a new location. It's 123 45th Street in Rocky River now. Oh, well, I'm in Lakewood, so I'm not going. So there's another quarter that you lose there. You're starting behind the 8 ball. And quite honestly, all the people in Rocky River aren't going to go there because they think you're a new business. They don't know Kalani's from anybody or Charlie's Auto Repair from anything else. So they'll think it's a brand new business, and they'll be reluctant to go there for 5 years. I mean, it's a really scary thought to have to move your business and really start over, especially after 50 freaking years.
Yeah, that's terrifying to think about. I mean, I've obviously I didn't have to move my business, but I did something for 24 years that I, was, pretty stable at doing. I don't know how to do anything else. And so moving on from even something like that, it's tough to do. I can't imagine having to pick up your entire business and move it somewhere else.
Yeah. And stay afloat. And, and look, I have employees too. And that's another terror on your back if you're a decent human being. I can speak for my pinball business. I am petrified that when we have a bad week, 2 weeks ago, we had a bad week at Pinball PA.
Right.
And I mean, it was a bad week. It always is. The first week the kids are out of school is always bad for some reason. But it was legendarily bad this time because it was like 75 degrees and sunny outside. Perfect weather. Nobody wants to do anything inside. And I mean, for the whole week, we made about 1/5 of what we normally make. I mean, it was a bad week. And my mind went immediately to, I got to pay for this guy. I got to pay this guy. I got to,
Right.
I got to keep the electric on. I got to keep the mortgage the mortgage lease payment going. I'm thinking about that right off the top of my head. That's before I'm even thinking about if this trend continues. This is just 1 week goes bad, and all of a sudden the 7 or 8 people that I'm responsible for, for their ability to live and to eat and to, have a roof and all that stuff, that comes screaming back into my head.
Right.
I'd imagine Charlie has that same exact thing right now in his head. It's terrifying, man.
Yeah, it really is. And yeah, so I feel for him. Hopefully we'll catch up with him and be able to talk to him sometime soon and see what his next steps are.
Yeah, well,
Seth Williams Show, my wife just sent you a message.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. To where? Where did she send the message?
Just look up in the sky. There it is.
So, there. I said, got it. Let me know where she sent the message, Victor. You talking about you having a bad week at the Pinball PA.
Yeah.
I literally just checked Cameo.
Uh-huh.
And nobody has yet subscribed.
What?
To our Cameo yet.
What the hell?
Get us to record a message. If you missed the commercial, you can go with these famous people, I guess, if you really want to. I'm sure there are plenty of musicians and models and actors and stuff like that that are doing this Cameo thing and record some stupid message for you, and are going to charge you like $300. Now, if you want to help Chris keep the lights on at Pinball PA,
right, and
you want to help me get better internet connection at my house so I can continue to do this show, go to Cameo.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple as that. Cameo.com, Cameo.com. For $10, you can sign up, and we're going to record whatever you want us to record.
Yeah,
I'll say whatever. It doesn't matter. I am a whore when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'll talk dirty to you if that's what you want me to do. Whatever it is, sign up. It's only going to cost you $10 as opposed to some of these ridiculous people out there.
And I don't know what you're planning to do, but I could tell you with the cameos that I've done.
Yeah.
I do longer cameos. I do not do like for anybody that's ever looked at Cameo, most of them are like 30 seconds to a minute.
Okay.
They're like, "Hey, this message is for Bob. I hear that it's your birthday. So happy birthday, Bob. Thanks for being a supporter." And that's what they do. Mine are always like 3, 4, 5 minutes long. They're always goofy. And I'll do anything. I'm like you. I do not care. You want to see one? I'll share one.
All right.
Let me, if I can I blow it up? Yes, I can. All right. Here's one that I did for a guy this guy wanted me to share my love for a specific band. And as I'm sure you'll figure out, is probably not one of my favorite bands. Here we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Chris Aiken from the Classic Metal Show. And you might think from hearing that I am the host of the Classic Metal Show that my love of music all stems from 80s metal music. And goddamn, would you be wrong. When I think of the 80s, I think of all the great bands of the time. Men Without Hats, I don't know. There's so many great ones. Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Human League, Men at Work. I mean, all the true greats. But there was one band, that stood above all the others in the 80s. Of course, I am talking about A Flock of Seagulls. And I am certainly glad to proudly announce that I am the greatest Flock of Seagulls fan that has ever existed. And I mean, how could you not be a fan of A Flock of Seagulls? I mean, they were just so tremendous. I mean, Mike Score and Paul Reynolds and Ali Score and the blazing bass guitar work of Frank Maudsley. I mean, this was a band that was like no other. When they came out, I mean, everybody remembers the song I Ran So Far Away. Everybody remembers that song. And that's fine. It was good for the radio or whatever. But it built a legacy which still lives today. you know, when I think of AFOS, and that's what us common great fans call them, a flock of seagulls were just so much better than everybody else. In fact, in the 80s, when AFOS was on the top of the world, I formed the first ever fan club for Flock of Seagulls. It was called AGOG, AGOGG, which stood for A Gaggle of Gay Gentlemen, which of course was just a tribute to the greatness of A Flock of Seagulls. And I'm just going to tell you, I must have played that self-titled album 10,000. All right, it goes on and on. It goes for like 4 minutes. Just 4 minutes of me selling the praises of A Flock of Seagulls.
See, that's awesome, though.
I love doing them. They're fun and they're funny.
So that's just the start of what you can get if you go to cameo.com and look myself up or Chris up. And then also talked about it today. Still sign up for the Odyssey channel.
Of course.
Earlier, Victor wanted to know what you get. You get all kind of cool stuff, I guess. There's videos from me driving for the first time up there to just talking rants and everything else, playing some videos that we can't play on this show.
Mm-hmm. How is the video delivered? Basically, the way it gets delivered is it gets delivered through Cameo. Cameo, we record it, we upload it, and then Cameo sends you an email with it so that you have it. Seth, you're free to do whatever you want. You'll probably do it the same way I will, but Cameo always makes you do it with your phone up and down like that because it's an app type deal.
Right.
But I always record it in the other landscape or portrait or whatever.
Yeah.
One's portrait, one's landscape. I record it in the other one and then upload it and let Cameo do that. But anybody that wants it in the longer way, I'll just email it to them. You paid your $10, you can have it.
Amen. And then again, $4.99 on Odyssey.
Yeah.
Help keep the show alive. Joe Burdick is supposed to be calling in shortly. We'll see if he does for the last couple of minutes here. Just talk about the police thing that happened today.
Sure.
But again, want to talk about Flat Earth Guy. Flat Earth Guy is going to be on Monday.
Okay.
He's going to be doing the entire show.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I saw some people texting in or messaging in earlier saying, the Earth is round. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, look. You can have your opinion. Yeah. All I'm asking you to do on Monday, which the last person couldn't do, is hear the guy out.
Yeah.
That's all we are asking you to do. I know that you'll give him a shot. I'll give him a shot. He has some interesting ideas, some interesting proof, if you will. So he'll talk about it. He's going to talk about some conspiracies, some things that, I think are going to be very cool.
Absolutely.
So I think it's going to be a fun show on Monday, and it's going to be 2 hours of it.
Can't wait.
I think he's going to have presentations, so I think it should be interesting stuff.
All right, excellent. I can't wait. And I'm a non-believer, but I'm willing to be converted.
I'm a half believer, so
all right.
I'm bi-believer when it comes to.
You identify as half.
I identify as a half believer. I am trans believer. From Flat Earth Guy to Flag Guy. There he is. Joe Burdick himself.
Hey, guy.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Just wanted to have you on real quick to talk about you were at the police event today, the 3rd District Police event. Billy Morris, his smoking rock and roll food truck was there. You were there presenting a flag. I was not there because I couldn't get a ride. So if we do another one, which I'm assuming and hoping that we will, I'm going to start walking today. So tell us about it. How'd it go?
Oh, my God. I'll tell you what. The turnout was great. I kept saying 3 of the Cleveland Indians were there, but I guess they're actually Guardians. We got a great tour of the 3rd District Police Department. All of the cops and the operators, what are they? The 911 operators. Everybody was so grateful. Billy killed it with the national anthem. They were just so appreciative. It was a lot of fun.
Cool. Yeah, it looked like a great event. Nice weather for it.
Oh yeah, the weather was great. Great turnout from everybody. It was really nice, and they were so appreciative to have us there and a couple of the baseball players just showing some love. They must have shaken our hands 5 times just because they were so appreciative. So it was a lot of fun.
Do you remember who the Guardians were or no?
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. Cam something or other, Trevor something, and Will something.
Well, it's a young team, so we're still trying to learn all the names. So
Yeah, it was a catcher, and a right fielder were there.
Nice.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that we're going to be doing more of these. I'm hoping.
And I hope so, Seth, because I love seeing the look on these cops' faces, and them talking about Triv and just how much they love getting this kind of appreciation from people. I really, really hope we can get a sponsor that we can do this, because they deserve it, more than anything. They all deserve it.
Yeah, that's one thing and that's why I was really sad that I wasn't there today, because it's one of those things that Triv did that I really, really want to keep going, because I think it's a legacy of Triv's that should stick around. Coach for Kids. I'm meeting with Debbie from Coach for Kids hopefully very soon in the next week or two to talk to her about some stuff that she has planned. And I think it's important that some of these things keep going, because the radio station, to be honest, just fucking sucks at keeping his legacy alive and keeping some of these things going that really, really should be going. I don't think it would be that tough for a multi-million-dollar radio station come up with a way to do some of these things, but because they want to ignore it, that's fine. I don't want to, though, and I think that thanks to you and Billy for doing it, and I think it's very cool. I hope we can keep it going.
Yeah, I really, really do. Obviously it's, it was never free to do it, but it's definitely worth it if there's people that want to get involved. Now, talking to Billy, it made it sound like we might have some sponsors for a couple of them or whatever, but I would really love to try to find some people that would that wanted to be part of this. And this isn't my forte, but I want to figure out how we can keep doing this, because again, they deserve this more than anything. So the more we watch TV and see how these guys are treated, the more I want to get out there and do everything I can possibly do.
If anybody wants to sponsor, you can email me, SethWilliams32@yahoo.com. It's on the screen. But, I mean, we only did it basically throughout the summertime, maybe a little bit into September, whatever, obviously before the weather got bad. And so, there's not that many weeks left. I mean, let's just be honest. There's a couple of months.
Come on, Seth. Today's the first day of summer.
If we can get through into September with doing these gigs, I think it would be just great for the cops and great for everybody all around, because it's something worth doing.
I'll tell you what, it always warmed my heart. Those two years when Triv would call me and tell me how many flags he needed me to build, and I would just get on him. I mean, those were some fun conversations, and I knew there were going to be some happy cops getting those flags. So, it was a labor of love making those things. And, Triv, that was his passion. He loved cops. And it was genuine. And, he didn't do it for money or advertisement or anything. He did it because it was the right thing to do. And, that's why I love being part of it.
And that's what people don't understand about what he did. I mean, he did a lot of the charity stuff. The ratings went down when we talked about Coach for Kids or doing stuff for the police, and people don't understand that he didn't give a shit. He didn't care about what the ratings were. He cared about doing the right thing and helping out the kids, and he helped out the cops, and that's what he cared about. Yeah. And the fact that he had people like, again, Burdick Custom Flags, you, Joe Burdick, and then Billy Morris with his Smoke and Rock and Roll food truck. You guys made a difference in all the sponsors. So,
Amen.
Well,
thank you again, man.
Well, it's an honor to be able to do this. And it was an honor when Triv called me that day to talk about it. And, I can still hear his voice when I do that. And even today I said, I said that the flag was on behalf of, me and Billy. I said Seth, who couldn't make it today, and in the memory of Mike Trevisano. So, it was all his doing, and it's just us, you, me, Billy, just trying to keep it alive. And I love that about you, that, I know you're trying, and, you're as genuine as Triv was about this.
I honestly, I do care. I mean, I know the police get a bad rap, and I definitely am not one of those guys. And I have them they're in their corner all day, all night. So let's hope to keep it going. I appreciate you, Joe.
Yeah, no, great. Thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun representing today.
Burdick Custom Flags, pick up a flag. They are awesome. So thank you again, man.
Thanks. Order today.
There
you go.
Please.
All right, guys.
See you, Joe. Bye. Good stuff.
Yeah, there goes Joe.
All right, I appreciate everybody listening today. Good time.
Oh, we went right to the minute, dude.
Oh, can't hurry out the. I gotta go make some money now.
Yeah, gotta make the dough.
Check out the Cameo site. Check out the Odyssey site. Check out the CMS Network, CMS TV, CMS Radio. Everything.
That's right.
Appreciate you,
Chris. Good
Thank
time.
you.
And I'll see you Saturday night.
Yes.
Saturday night, we're going to be the enforcer, bodyguard to the mafia.
That's right.
And hopefully we're going to have some more announcements of cool stuff happening soon.
Yeah, that's just real quick. Somebody asked if we had announcements for that. We don't, because it's all being worked on behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, we are working on some very, very cool stuff.
But it was literally half of today was working on that. So,
well, I think it's going to be fun. So,
yep, I agree.
You got to keep it here. Keep listening. We
That's
appreciate it. And God willing, we'll talk to you again Monday with the Flat Earth Guy.
Sounds good.
All right. See you, man.
Sip.